Hello, welcome back to the Hubbard Family History Channel, covering the Hubbard family clan of Clay County, Kentucky. Plan to cover in this series of videos, we're up to number 23 this week, from about 800, from the Viking times up till today's times. This week we're continuing on with Mamaw Hubbard, Lena Gray, her side of the family, the Grays. We're going back to her 11th great generation, our 11th great-great-grandparents, our 13th generation. So this is 11 generations past Mamaw Hubbard. So we're going to watch a pre-recorded video. We only got halfway through the 11th great-greats, because at this point there's like over 2,000 people involved. Although we don't have the names of all 2,000, it's a lot of names, a lot of things to cover. So we'll only get about halfway through this week. So I want to get this video out and not make it too long. Okay, we got a lot to cover this week, a lot. Robert Murray, he was one of our 10th great-great-great-grandfathers. His father is James M. Murray. He's born in 1635 in Edinburgh, Scotland, died 1684 in Edinburgh, Scotland. His wife was Anna Hamilton. She was born 1631 in Dudlington, Scotland, and died in 1689 in Glasgow, Scotland. And then we go to Margaret Cook. We didn't have any information on her parents, or Andrew Mann, or Lilius Courier, like Lilius Cowie, but Captain William Henshaw Mitchell, his father was Sir Thomas Henshaw, born in 1580 in Sussex, England, and died in 1624 in Surrey, Virginia. So he was pretty early coming over to the United States. His wife, Catherine Elizabeth Gower, she's born in 1585 in Worcester, England, and died in 1688 in Surrey, Virginia. So according to that, 103 years old. So that's pretty good. Then we gotta go all the way over to, we didn't have anything on Margaret Baxter or John Bates or Elizabeth Daniels. So we go to Reverend John Tennyson. His father was John Tennyson. He's born in 1564 in Yorkshire, England, and died in 1644 in Downham, England, so lived to be 80. His wife was Anne Halder, born in 1564 in Norfolk, England, and died in 1669. So according to that, she lived to be 105. Died in Norfolk, England. And these are all, this week, the 11th great-great-great-grandparents. So just to kind of keep track. And there's going to be a lot of going back and forth, and I apologize. John Tennyson's wife, Mary Dowling, her father was Thomas Dowling, born in 1578 in London, England, died sometime before 1660. His wife was Anne Deskin, born in 1580 in London, England, died in May of 1666 in Norfolk, England, so she lived to be 86. All right, then we got to go over to John Grisham here. His father was Sir Edward Gresham, so a little more royalty. Don't have any other information on him. His mother was Lady Mary Clark, born in 1595 in England, there Hertfordshire, England, died in 1625 in Canterbury, England, so she only lived to be 30. Okay, going over here next to Mary Place. Her father was Christopher Place, born in 1582 in Picton, England, and died in 1624 in Low Dinsdale, England. So he only lived to be 42. His wife was Joyce Wales, born in 1575 in London, died about 1635 in London. Okay, so then we go to Jonathan Dennis. His father, all we know about him is his name, Robert Dennis. His wife was Mary Island Jackson. She was born in 1623. It says in Laurel, Kentucky. Of course, Kentucky wasn't formed yet, so that's not right. And died in 1674 in Woodbridge, New Jersey. Okay, so then we go to Benjamin Hull, or Mary Sarah Bloomfield. We didn't have any further information on her. Benjamin Hull. His father was the Reverend Joseph Freeman Hull, born in 1596 in Somerset, England, died in 1665 in Norfolk, Massachusetts. His wife, all we know about her was her name was Joanna Agnes Coffin. Okay, so then we go over to Benjamin Hall's wife, Rachel York. Her father was Richard York, and that's about all we know about him. Her mother, Richard's wife, there, was born in 1621, somewhere in England, I'm pretty sure. Died in 1681 in Exeter, New Hampshire. So she was over here for a while. Okay. And after Rachel York, we have Thomas Durfee. And Thomas Durfee's father was Job Durfee Sr., born in 1620 in Bishops, England, and died in 1643 in Exeter, England. So he died at 23, so not too long there. His wife was Judith Borden, and that's all we have is her name. Okay. So after that, we go on to Thomas Durfee's wife, Anne Hill, and her father was John Philip Hill, born in 1602 in Bristol, England, and died in 1649 in Portsmouth, Rhode Island. His wife was Anne Elizabeth, and she was born in 1606 in Portsmouth, Rhode Island. So that's not correct because Rhode Island wasn't settled in 1606. But she died in 1696 in Portsmouth, Rhode Island. So she lived to be 90, but she wasn't born in the United States. After that, we come to Gideon Freeborn. His father was William Preborn Jr., and that's all that we have right now on him. Looks like he's got 17 hints, so could be some more information there when we get a chance to look at it. Mary Hall is his mother, and she was born in 1601 in St. Mary, England, and died in 1670 in Portsmouth, Rhode Island. Next, we have Sir Edmund Abney. His father was George Abney, the Lord of Wellesley. So another more royalty there, born in Derbyshire, England, and died in 1577 in Derbyshire. His wife was Ellen Wolseley, born in 1514, died in 1571 there in Leicester, England. So pretty normal life there for her. Sir Abney, his wife is named Catherine Ludlam. Her father was Sir William Nicolai Ludlam, the mayor of Leicester, so a little more royalty again, born in 1528. There in Leicester where he was the mayor, and died in 1602 there where he was mayor. And his wife was Isabella Danette, and she's born there in 1524 in that same town, died in 1590 in that same town. Next we have George Brooksby, and his father was Richard Brooksby, born in 1540 in Leicester, England, and died in 1654. So that would have made him 114, so that may be a little off there. And his wife, all we know about her was her name was Elizabeth Hutchinson. Elizabeth, George's wife, her father was Albert Goodwin, born in 1550 in Stapleford, England, and died in 1622 in London. And his wife was Mary Marie Dorothy Rushaw, and that's all we know. Pretty big name, but that's all we know about her. Then we go to Thomas Lee. And he was one of our 10th great-great-grandfathers. His father was Thomas Lee, born in 1549 in Buckinghamshire, England, and died in 1627 in the same place. His wife was Eleanor Hampden, and she was born in 1544 in Buckinghamshire, England, and died in that same area. Thomas Lee's wife, Joanne Lee, which last week all we knew is her name was Joanne, but we found out this week her name is Joanne Lee. All we know is her father's name was John. Her mother was Thomasine Kirby, and she was born in 1560 in Appledore, England, and died in 1613 in Devon, England. So, moving right along, Edward Maxey, who was involved in that second cousin marriage deal there, is one of the great grandparents. Don't have any more on him, or Elizabeth Wyatt. So we got to go over here to John Gates, and his father was Nicholas Tast. I guess it's probably some kind of change in the last name there. Born in 1584 in London, and died in 1624 at the age of 40 there in Essex, England. His wife, Margaret Milner, born in 1586 in Radcliffe, England, died 1617 in London, England. So that's the run of that one. We still got a lot more to go, and we're about 13 minutes into this, so maybe that's a good place to break it. So next week, hopefully we'll finish the 11th generation, and like I say, when you get to 11 generations back, you're talking about 1,000 people, so we're talking about a lot of people. So we'll pick up there at John Gates' father, which I guess I'm wrong. His father is Thomas Gates, but we'll let that finish out there. So it gets pretty confusing and pretty complicated here sometimes, trying to keep up with all these people. So next week we'll pick back up with John Gates' father. So there you go. Okay, this week we have a not really a sponsor, but a follower of the channel, a close follower, and he had a personal story that he wanted to share. So here it is. And as you know, we're not in it for money. We're just in it for likes and subscriptions. So here's his story.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, I want to share a personal story with you about the importance of seizing opportunities that present themselves when we least expect it. Back in 2014, I found myself walking down a lonely street. I was just minding my own business. Well, while walking down the street, I spotted a wad of cash in a pan on the ground. Now, you might be thinking, what would you do if you saw a pile of cash in a pan on the ground? Well, let me tell you my story. I picked up that pan and held it close to my ear. To my surprise, it spoke to me. It said, "I am hot." And boy was it right. I quickly determined that it was time for me to leave that place. So there I was, running away with that scorching pan full of money. This experience taught me an important lesson about life. Sometimes we need to be quick enough to leave situations that others may pass up, and trust our instincts when making important decisions. So remember, you can buy plenty of aloe vera lotion with a wad of cash. Thank you all for listening to my story. If you enjoyed it and found it meaningful, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more stories like this one. Until next time.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and hopefully you picked up some new information today. There's more royalty involved in the family and a few things like that. I've been kind of tracing my wife's family back some too, and found some interesting things. That her 12th great grandmother was sister to Catherine Howard, one of the Queens of England that married Henry VIII. And also she had a 13th great grandparent that was the sister of Anne Boleyn, which was another one of King Henry VIII's wives. So she had two great grandmothers who were sisters to the Queen of England. So that was pretty neat. Next week, good Lord willing, we'll continue on, and hopefully in the next 3 weeks we'll finish the gray side out and Mamaw Hubbard side. So just hang in there with us. Until then, dear friends, share us on Facebook. Stay safe, stay well, but whatever you do, stay Hubbard. Peace out.